All right, hello, good morning, good evening, and good night. I hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic because in today's video, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about SQY. This is the new Yieldmax income strategy ETF. I say new, it's been out for a couple months now. It's paid a couple distributions and it has a current dividend yield of about 107%. And the reason why we're going over SQY today is obviously due to the fact they pay this extreme 107% dividend. We're going to go over their current stock price, everything like that. Block, I'll tell you guys a little bit about Block. This is kind of their company, their underlying company, and what they do. I'll give you my thoughts on it, whether or not I will be buying. Also some competitors, because I think this is very interesting, but at the same time, I have my doubts about this stock. So with all that being said, we're getting into SQY, the Yieldmax Square Option Income Strategy ETF today. I hope you guys do enjoy this video. Currently, we're at 3,621 subscribers. Absolutely blew through that 3,600 marker. So thank you to everyone who subscribed. You guys are very generous, and thank you to everyone who's watching the videos and liking and commenting and doing your thing. So today, in today's video, we're getting into Square. So Square is the Yieldmax Square Option Income Strategy ETF. As I mentioned before, they've paid two dividends. The first one coming at 43 cents. Nothing crazy, but the second one coming at $2.14. And this is due to the fact that they had a really massive run up, not only in the share price, but also in the share price of the underlying stock, which is Block. So over the past 6 months, you can see here Block got down to about $40 and ran all the way up to about $70. We're looking at about a, what is that, guys? About a 70% return or so in the past literal month and a half. So Square and SQY has obviously had a pretty massive run up. Not sure why my screen went black there, but it's all good. So this is obviously reflected in the Yieldmax SQY stock price. You can see here the stock started out at about $20, actually went down and really appreciated upwards. Now it didn't appreciate as much as the underlying stock, which is SQ, but it appreciated pretty well and still paying out some obviously fantastic dividends coming in at $2 and 100% yields. Now, what does Square or Block actually do? So Block, I was just kind of going over their website, and they're into kind of like Bitcoin and everything online in terms of online cash transfers is what I'm getting the understanding of. And I'm going through their website, and it was decently helpful. It says Square helps sellers more easily run and grow their businesses with integrated ecosystems of e-commerce solutions, business softwares, and banking services. Now, in terms of banking services, they're talking about things like Cash App or their probably most popular product, which is Square. Basically, if you've never seen this before, it's pretty much a product where you can tap your credit card and it will transfer money from your credit card, obviously, to the account owner of Square. Now, the thing is with these things here, you can see they're relatively inexpensive, about $70 or so, but you do have to potentially pay a monthly fee with this, so it is not necessarily all free. And that is a smart business model by Square, because not only do they have to buy the initial product, whether it be an actual register, just a little Square tap, but then you have to also pay a monthly fee, or with no monthly fee, you have to pay only when you take a payment. So out of every single purchase that is tapped with Square, Block, the underlying company, is getting a little return on that. And when you multiply that by thousands and potentially millions of people using Square, you can imagine the kind of returns. Not only that, but also if they pay for their monthly memberships. So this is kind of how Square generates their income. They sell these devices to where people tap, and then they collect a percentage or a small fee from each tap. Now, something that's very similar to this, and I want to bring this to your attention, is Moneris. Moneris has been doing this for a very long time. There you go to a gas station, you see Moneris, and you basically tap your credit card and they make it easy for you. Instead of using cash, you can now just tap your credit card. And that's exactly what Square is doing as well. But I haven't seen too many people using Square, and that's one reason why I'm a little bit hesitant to buy the Yieldmax version SQYs, because I want to make sure the underlying stock SQ is good as well. Of course, for the Yieldmax funds, I invest in TSOY, but I'd like to diversify out of that. I also invest in Coney, but I'm looking to get into another one. Square obviously has a really amazing dividend, and it has potential for the stock price, but I want to make sure it's a great company. Now you could see, just going over their stock price history right here, in 2020 and 2021, when people like COVID was obviously ramping up and people were generally doing a lot more things online, Square's business, or at least their stock, really rallied very well. It went from $43, literally the exact same market that we were pretty much at kind of the start of November, all the way up to about $250 or so at its peak. So that was an insane run up, looking like 300-400% right there. And that obviously drove their market cap way up, probably to about a close to $200 billion marker. Now, do I think Block is worth anywhere close to there? I absolutely do not think they are. Going to their financials here, this is really a deep dive in SQ. You can see that although their total revenues are growing pretty nicely year over year, we could see that their net income is actually at a loss. And when we put this to quarterly, sure, revenues are growing well. The cost of revenue, of course, is growing as well, as they're probably expanding their business. But we could see here their operating expenses have pretty much been negative for 5 quarters in a row, and their net income the exact same thing. Now, when I'm looking here as well, going to their balance sheet is positioned pretty nicely with about $30 billion in total assets, growing really well over the past couple of years, and then about half that, which is what we want to see for total liabilities, at about 14-15 billion. Going to the cash flow, though, we could see here once again the net income was one of our concerns going to the past couple quarters. The cash provided by operations has been positive, so they are positive when they're operating their business, and same, we want to see that for the free cash flow. But I'm not a huge fan the fact that they are a $40 billion market cap company, and they're only bringing in about, they're actually negative currently on the past. They're only bringing in about $100 to $300 million per year, and actually potentially going negative. Could be due to reinvesting, but this is a $42 billion company, and if we're looking to potentially have the stock go all the way back up to $250, I do not see the value in SQ. I do not see the value in Square at this current price point and what they're currently making. So for now, even though it seems like a very enticing yield at 107%, I do want to leave it for now, just due to the fact that I'm not a huge fan of their current kind of valuation and where they're seated financially. I do think obviously for the future it could potentially do well, but there's obviously big players in the game like Moneris, and they do have some competition too. So with all that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I just wanted to give a little bit of my opinion on SQY, just due to the fact they have a pretty insane dividend yield, 107%. Their stock that's been growing, and their underlying stock has been doing well. Of course, it is very interesting. Let me know in the comments down below if you are a holder of Square or Block. I'm very interested to know, because it's a stock that's done very well over the past little while. Could potentially do really well over the next little while, but I'm just a little uncertain about it. So if you guys did enjoy this video, please do subscribe. We're up to 3,621 subscribers. With all that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys in the next one.